All right, quick video here. Looking at battery packs today, extended battery packs for that matter. This is specifically for the Hero 6, GoPro Hero 6 that I'm upgraded to this year. And I use this for videotaping rides that I do on the dirt bikes with the guys. And just a little background, I used to use a Hero 3 Plus Black, and I had a big Wasabi battery pack on the back of that that allowed me to record 4 hours continuous, which worked out pretty good because that was about the average length of our rides out in the desert. I upgraded to the Hero 6 just to get a little better video quality, a little snappier performance. The integrated screen is pretty cool, and be able to see what I was looking at. Or see what it was filming, and it's pretty compact, has a lot of new features. So from the 3 to the 6 was a pretty worthy upgrade, so I jumped on it this year. But, you know, right out of the box, I'm lucky to get about an hour record time out of it. So I got 2 battery packs here that I'm comparing. One is the Wasabi Power extended battery pack. Pretty popular on Amazon, and this is the Refuel battery pack. 2 different designs I'll be contrasting. I've used this Wasabi for about 2 months, got about 6 or 7 rides in on it. I just received the Refuel today, but already see enough design differences that I'd like to share with you guys today and give you my opinions on it, and can compare the 2 and sort of give me my opinion on. So right off the bat, you see the designs are fairly different, especially in form factor. There's some pros and cons to that. We'll start with the Wasabi first. But to start, both of them act as external battery packs, so external power sources, sorry. So you do have to remove the door to the Hero 6 to get access to the power port, and don't lose that door, because you've probably seen enough video already that people complaining that GoPro charges, you know, I've heard is $60, but I think it's like $20 to $60 for this door to find it, and you got to get it through GoPro. So yes, highway robbery, put it away somewhere safe. Me, this is probably going to be the only way I use it, so with these battery packs, so I really don't care about the door anymore. But of course, when you take that door off, it is no longer waterproof. So there's that to think about as a camera as it sits. So the Wasabi, looking at it, you can already see that it comes in this case. The extended battery is actually within it. So this is the design. It does plug into the side like that. And right off the bat, you can tell it blocks the screen, so that becomes unusable. And this mount, to hold it all together, you got to put it in the case here. So if you see there's tabs, you do have to do a little finagling to get this in because of the design of the case. So it does bend quite a bit. But you can already see this is already stressing after, like I said, about 2 months of use. So I think that's eventually going to give way and break, and you can't really use it without this case. So I'd hate for that to come apart. It hasn't cracked, it's just a stress line right there. But I can imagine on a ride that could go, and could not be a good thing in that case. So a little bit of I think of a poor design in the way that goes together. In contrast to the Refuel has a little bit, right now I'm liking the design. It's actually an integrated case in with the battery, so that opens up. It's almost like the old GoPro cases where you put it inside the case and it actually locks together. So the advantage of the Refuel is there is gasket material around the power port, and they are rating this to maintain waterproofness of the system down to 33 feet, which for motorcycle riding is fine, because I'm usually, unless I'm dunking into a river like I've been known to do, it's mostly keeping rain off the gear. So it locks in like that. Profile's quite a bit different. You know, instead of the thick case, you get a rather tall, skinny case. But main advantage there, you can see the back screen. So from the way I have it mounted on my helmet, I can tell if I'm recording, if it's recording or not. I can see the view. Although I'm riding, I'm usually not looking at a screen, but just out of the corner of my eye, I can tell if I'm recording or not. And you still have access to the power and record buttons, and then, you know, battery level here, turning it on. So right off the bat, I do like this design. They do give you a couple different bottoms on this. This piece actually slides out. It locks in place, and you can remove this and actually put a tripod mount here. But this is the mount I use for the helmet mount. And I'm really liking this design over the Wasabi right now. It seems much more robust.
All right, here's a view of the camera in the Refuel extended battery pack, and how I mount it on my helmet. I use the Pro Shot mount. I like that camera view. I don't see any of the visor or any of the peak when it's mounted up on top of the helmet. I used to have it mounted here, but I'd always see this side. It always had a part of the helmet in view. I sort of like this. It's sort of more of a, you know, a POV angle, and it sort of gets a little bit of the bike in the way. You get a little sort of a context of my riding position and whatnot in here. But as you see, it does sit a little high on here. May look a little awkward, but field of vision isn't impeded if you look at how it sits in relationship to where my visors would be, or where I'd be viewing out. I'll be well above this, but from my point of view, I'll be able to see the screen, which is helpful. Like, again, I could see battery level and whether it's recording or not. So here's the Wasabi battery pack mounted on my helmet. As you can see, a lot shorter profile, well below the opening of the, you know, sort of in the chin area of the helmet, not extending up into the facial opening there. So much more compact, a little thicker, but it sits right there. A lot more compact. I don't think in this mounting scheme that width isn't really hurting anything. With the Pro Shot there, the base is still far enough forward where it sits without any extensions or anything. It's well in front of the helmet, so everything is good there.
Okay, a quick final wrap up, pros and cons of the Refuel versus the Wasabi extended power pack. Bottom line, what I chose, or what I think I'm going to go with, or my choice for the best out of the two, the winner of the comparo, if you will. Let's start with the Refuel. Just to start off with, number one function for the extended battery is to give me the extended record time. The Refuel has a 5,000 milliamp hour battery versus 2,500 amp hours in the milliamp hours in the Wasabi. So this right now, and in the rides that I've been doing, just over 2 hours. So that should mean that the 5,000 milliamp hour battery is going to get me my magic 4 hours that I'm looking for, hopefully more, but 4 hours is going to be my sweet spot. So plus side on the Refuel. Second, I really like this case design. It seems much more robust than when I showed you this flimsy sort of wrap around, open up, prone to break case design. I really like the the locking ability here and maintaining the water tightness of the camera system. So that's a big plus. The waterproofness should prove to be dustproof as well, which this one is not. It usually comes back from rides, dust all between the battery and the screen, so I'm sure the screen would get trashed after a while, just rubbing in between there. So plus on the case design for the Refuel, also big plus on the design is access to the screen. Viewing the screen, being able to use it. It's a touch screen on the 6, so being able to do that, although when it's mounted on my helmet I'm not going to be pressing it, but just being able to see it, battery level, and important information, time remaining, and just simple indication that I'm recording or not. So another plus there. The only minus I can think of right now is that taller form factor could be a minus for some. Where I have it mounted, as you just saw in my helmet, isn't a big deal. It may have actually be better because it puts more of the screen up into my visible area there, so I can monitor it easier. But it is, for those of you guys that ride with the GoPro on the top of your helmet, this sticks up quite a bit. So if some of the areas we ride in have a lot of trees, it probably wouldn't last very long on the top of my helmet. Probably be ripped off or yank my neck back too on that, because it does stick up maybe another 1.5 inches above a standard GoPro mount. So that's about the only downside I found so far on this. The Wasabi, like I said, smaller battery pack, 25 milliamp hours. I really think the case design is a loser. This sort of open it up, spread it open, pull the camera out, and everything. And while it does give you access to power it, you got to take it out to get your memory card out. That's not a data port. It's just for charging the extended battery. So this case design, pulling it in and out, is just, it's poor. And like I said, when you do take it out, it's a little awkward. It comes out, but you see that dust and everything gets in between there. That's not really a good seal, and it gets in between the case and this and a long ride, and you get some scratching, some abrasion there. Where if this is waterproof, there's nothing. This is accessible to clean, and it should keep that power port snuff. You still have to take it out to get to the SD card, but it's an easy unsnap it. It's a real nice, robust design, I think. So Refuel's winning out there. The only benefit, I guess, is the minus for this is a compact profile in this aspect ratio. If you can support the thickness and don't mind not having the screen, it does sit lower in a mount. So maybe in a top helmet mount, this would be more advantageous, because you want to be as low as possible, and you don't really, the thickness isn't going to hurt you. That's going to be okay. So to wrap it all up, I'm really hoping this Refuel, or I'm really picking and digging on this Refuel thing. Price-wise, it is more expensive. I guess that would be a con. These are running about 28 bucks on Amazon. This one I picked up for 59 currently this week. So a little pricier, but if you look at battery capacity, it's twice the capacity for just about twice the price. But I think the other benefits far outweigh the one minus of the profile, and I think it's more than worth the 30 bucks on top of the Wasabi to get this. I'd skip. So if I'm going to recommend anything, I think the Refuel is the way to go, at least for the application I'm using it in. Look at it yourselves. If you don't mind some of the cons I had for the Wasabi, go with that. It's cheaper, but if you want to buy something once, buy the Refuel. I think that's the way to go. So there you have it. it's a wrap.